Good morning guys and welcome back to another YouTube video. Currently Monday the 21st of July and we've just rocked up to the gym. Got my first lower body session for the week today. And not gonna lie, this is like the last thing I want to do right now. The sleep was terrible last night. I was literally falling asleep in the car on the way here and I've been mute the whole drive here, which is when you know there's a lot of shit going on up there. But we are going to absolutely smash this session. Something I've really been focusing on over the last couple of weeks with my training is just kind of like taking it one exercise, one set, one rep at a time, and not kind of thinking about what needs to be done afterwards or what needs to be done in the whole session. It's just like take it one step at a time, and just so it doesn't fully overwhelm me. But seeing this session before, I've literally just got 45-degree hip extension, seated leg curl, hip thrust, kickbacks and lunges. This session has probably been my best feeling leg session so far, as in like the exercises has still been pretty easy to progress in terms of like weights and reps. So I'm keen to see how we go this week. And yeah, I am feeling a little bit sore after the weekend still, but I'm gonna go through my warm up. And we are actually 8 weeks out from the first show, and I actually have quite a few updates in terms of where we're at with comp, which we'll go through in this vlog as well, and just kind of run through like a bit of a day in the life and prep, because I never film on a Monday because I normally have check-ins with my clients, so I'm like never really like in the mood to talk. I'm like, because I'm doing shit. So I thought I'd still bring you along. We're gonna see my pre-workout stack has changed. I forgot to buy rice cakes at the shops this week, so I've changed my meals around, and I think I prefer the oats. Like I had oats before I trained on Saturday and I felt so much better energy wise in my session. I feel like I really noticed a difference in terms of energy levels and just being able to maintain consistency with that across my session. So I've adjusted my meals to have some like 30 grams of oats in the morning with honey and a little bit of protein powder, and then I have my usual food for the rest of the day, and I've just adjusted the portions to suit that in the morning, which obviously, like being the fact that I train first thing in the morning, I want to have majority of my carbs and a majority of my higher calorie meals around then to support my training and my sessions, and also my recovery after my sessions. I don't necessarily need a lot of that food towards the back end of the night when I'm about to go to sleep. So that's been really the only shift in terms of food, but otherwise everything else has stayed the same. We also checked in with my coach yesterday, and we have the photos this week are actually incredible. Like I've already seen such a big change within a week, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he says in terms of checking feedback. If there's anything changing in terms of protocols, all that sort of stuff, I'll run you through it as well. But I hit a new low yesterday. I was 54.5 yesterday morning. It's held again today, so that's about that's a 400 gram drop overnight yesterday. So we'll see how we go in terms of that. But now we're going to get stuck into this lower body session. I don't know if I'm going to talk you guys through it. I had the plan to do it, but if I'm being honest, this is kind of what happened when I did my photo shoot prep last year as well. When I was filming YouTube videos, I just did not want to talk while I was training. Like I'm very big on like not being distracted when I train, and I don't go on my phone, I don't scroll on Instagram. Like I usually lose my phone to watch videos of myself training and look at my technique and play music. And I'm definitely like in one of those mindsets at the moment where I need to just focus on one thing at a time. So I have the microphone, so I might jump in and talk to you in between this, but don't count me on it. Otherwise you'll just enjoy a montage of me training legs like every other fucking video because she's trying to build some wellness legs. But otherwise, enjoy the vlog and let's get stuck into it.
Take a chance, shorty. Leave your mans for me.
Can I trust you?
Grab this cam, shorty. Only fans for me. Buy a show of hands who wanna fade or throw them in. Told me show up bands, play your card, don't show your hand. Necklace gave me shoulder cramps. Pinky ring, your show advance. I just sent the telegram. Grandma, your border man. Necklace gave me shoulder cramps. Pinky ring, your show advance. Bracelet, rollie, both them bands. $500,000 on both them hands. I'm the first one. Call up Pluto, Metro, should've put me on the first one. Niggas with it, bitch the baddest, I just back the worst one. Niggas and they feelings over women, what you heard of, son? I smashed before you birth, son. Flacco hit it first, son. Still don't trust you, it's always us, never them. Heard you drop your latest shit, funny how it just came and went. Money long, but you know I gotta keep it trim. Her waist small, but she ain't slim. They call me Flacco Jody, but I'm him. Ain't shit changed. Afraid of the lame bitch, stay up in your lane, bitch. Wrist a plain Jane, bitch. You fucking cause I'm famous and they don't speak my language, but unless you know my name, bitch. Stainless, cause I don't trust a thing, bitch.
god, that is done. We fought some demons today, 100%. But I'm gonna start doing some posing. I really wanted to talk in the session, but my brain is honestly only handling so much today. So we're gonna do some posing. These are the new shoes. Look how sparkly they are. Since getting new shoes, I've had to basically feel like it feels like I'm starting from scratch again, just because the balance is all very different and like the heel is actually different to the other shoes I've been wearing. So I have to practice my balance more with these and just rebuild that confidence again in these heels. So that's kind of been what I've been navigating with posing practice at the moment. I did have my posing check last week, and the feedback I got from Beck was basically to make sure I'm not sinking too much in my side pose, so to lift up a little bit more throughout my chest in my front pose, and that's what is the most uncomfortable one for me personally, but we'll get it done. And yeah, just mainly like rebuilding my confidence with my heels and like wearing each shoes. So I'm honestly not in the mood to listen to music to practice, so like there's just so much going on up here that like I'm at the point now with even like some of my music, I'm just like I can't, it's like first world problems, but like it's really hard to listen to. There's just so much going on, and like not that like there's anything bad going on, it's just like there's so much on my head that I'm like I can't handle some of the music. So I've literally been listening to like the same 5 songs on repeat because I like the beat of it. The lyrics aren't too intense, and yeah, but let's get some posing practice in.
Necklace game, shoulder cramps, pinky ring, your show advance. I just sent the telegram, grandma, you bored of man. Necklace gave me shoulder cramps, pinky ring, your show advance. Bracelet, rolly, both them bands. $500,000 on both them bands. Both them bands.
Can I trust you? Can I trust you? Can I
It is time for the best part of the morning. My favorite meal of the day. Literally, when I tell you this meal genuinely brings me back to life, I fucking mean it. But we actually got our check-in feedback nice and early today. So I just watched it on the way home from the gym, and coach is very happy with where we are at. Basically, it's going to be another week of running the same protocols as last week, which we implemented one high day on my rest day last week. So I was on my normal like 1400 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Thursday, because that's my full rest day off from the gym. Thursdays and Sundays are both my rest days from the gym, but I figured taking a high day on a Thursday when I've got 2 sessions after that the following days is a much smarter kind of way to approach it, because then I have a little bit more food in my system as well going into it, and rather than doing it on a Sunday when I don't really necessarily need more food on a Sunday, if that makes sense. Because even like work-wise as well, like I work on a Thursday, I don't work on a Sunday, so that extra food is just gonna be helpful then. Anyway, that's what we did last week, and we still saw about half a kilo drop on the scale on average for the week. Photos, like I said, incredible seams. Seeing some lines come through on my legs that I've never seen before in my entire life. So within like a week, it's crazy how much of a difference that has made. And I think also my ability to better manage my stress last week was probably the best it's been the whole time in prep. So between that, obviously the high day was very well responded to with my body as well, and it's just like, why I fix something that's not broken. So running the same thing again this week. I'll have the high day again on Thursday. I was planning on doing like 40 minutes of cardio on Thursday, like because it's a rest day. I was going to do that in the morning, kind of just get that done in one go, but because I'm going to have the high day again, I've decided I'm going to take a full rest day again. So I will do cardio tomorrow and Wednesday, and then go full rest day on Thursday. But I was really stoked to hear coach's feedback, and he's like, you know, we still got like 8 8-9 weeks out until your first show, so you're in a good spot physically. He's happy with the movement, and like I said, just wants to keep things where they're at again this week, so I'm pretty keen for that. I'm keen for another high day on Thursday, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm just gonna have the same meals I did. You would have seen that in the full day of eating I did last week. So that is the updates from where we are at now. I'm going to enjoy this food because I need some food in me to bring me back to life, and then we're getting stuck into check-ins with my girly pop. Good morning, Emma. Thank you so much for your check-in. I hope we're having an amazing start to your week. We can put a massive emphasis on seeing progress with everything, and I think it's great, and we're going to go through phases where that is the case. We're going to get to a point though where we're not going to see that progress all the time, and it doesn't mean we're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean you aren't progressing or anything like that. As we get more advanced in the gym, as our technique improves, as our strength goes up, there's going to be times where we might only get like one progression in a session. You know, if you're moving better, that's going to correlate over time with seeing increases in strength as well. So I just wanted to say, like, what you did was exactly where I would expect it to be. I wouldn't make any changes. They looked great. There's a little bit of momentum on the last couple reps, but that's a given when you're under fatigue. So it's like, okay, if we did the same weight again next week, for example, can we minimize any of that momentum on the last couple reps? Even with the machines, because obviously you're training at a different gym this week, if the machine weights are a little bit different to what you're used to, just work off how they feel and still reaching close to that failure mark on those last few reps. That's how you'll gauge the intensity this week. So I've just wrapped up check-ins, having my lunch now. It's a crowd favorite, beans, potatoes, mince, and avocado. We love her. We have made some progress with the setup for comp. So yesterday I did buy my bikini, which is so exciting. Ordered my jewelry as well. We also booked our flights because two of my shows are interstate. So one in Queensland and one in Victoria as well. So we booked our flights yesterday. I booked my hair, tan and makeup for the Queensland show, and thank fucking God I did that. And the workers are very switched on because I actually had the wrong date the entire time in my head of when I'm doing my first show, which is absolutely not unlike me at the moment, because if you watched any of my old videos when I did my photo shoot last year, you would have seen one of the videos I mentioned that I had the date wrong completely the whole time, and it wasn't until the night before the photo shoot I realized. So that almost happened with the first comp. How good. So it's like when I'm dieting, for some reason I just cannot read dates properly. Like I see the number and it's just like in my head I'm like, cool, it's this day, and I just like gaslight myself to believing it's a different day when in reality it's wasn't correct. So never be afraid to ask the stupid questions if something feels off, because it can very much save a lot of confusion on the day. So turns out I'm actually competing on the Saturday. So I've booked my tan, my hair and my makeup for that, which is exciting. All that's left to really do is like book the rest of the show, tans and shit like that, and then book our accommodation as well. I booked the Melbourne accommodation yesterday. Got to book the Queensland accommodation. And that's pretty much it in terms of like prep work for it, but definitely noticing like my energy levels are just shot at the moment. Like I feel like everything is taking me 10 times longer to get done than it needs to. Trying to give myself that grace, which is something I always say to my clients, and even in that as well, like I think it's really important to remember, like on the challenging days and on the days that just feels like nothing's working, or maybe you're going through some sort of like sickness, maybe you're injured or anything like that, and you know, when things just aren't going to plan, I think it's important to remember that these are the moments that are going to count most. Like I have quite a few girls of mine that I work with that are navigating like pretty challenging seasons for themselves, like just battling with sickness at the moment. It's that time of the year here in Australia, like it's winter, everyone gets sick around this time of year, and it's one of those things where like you need to understand and accept that in your journey towards building your physique, losing fat, you know, whatever goal you are looking to achieve, it's never always going to be just 100% on plan 24/7, you know, no obstacle, no roadblocks, like no nothing. And I think it's really important to accept that going into any sort of goal you're looking to achieve, to know that there's going to be challenges that come up, and that's okay, and I'm going to be able to overcome them, because those are the days and those are the moments that it's going to count towards your progress most. You know, anyone can follow a plan when it's a perfect day. you know, nothing stands in the way. It's smooth sailing, you know, life is good, life is slay. But it's on the days where things are going to be the most challenging is where it matters most. It's, you know, this is where you have the opportunity to show yourself that you can still show up, or you can still control your controllables, and you can still push through even when all the odds are against you. For example, if you're sick right now and, you know, you're working towards a fat loss goal, or you're working towards a build goal, and maybe you can't be in the gym right now because you need to rest because you're sick. It's like, okay, do you use that as an excuse to throw in the towel and just be like, oh, you know, I'm sick now, like what's the point in doing anything, like fuck this sort of thing? Or is it the opportunity where you're like, okay, I can't train right now, maybe my appetite isn't the best, but I can at least still prioritize 2 main meals, or I can still maybe get outside for a walk. And you know, it's having that sort of willingness to still do whatever you can in those moments, even when it's challenging, even when it feels like shit, even when all the odds are against you. Like, that's what builds the most amount of progress. That's what builds the growth. That's what gives you the reassurance that you are capable of doing anything. Because when that time rolls around and when that time passes, because it always fucking does, you're gonna know, and you're gonna have a stack of proof of being like, yep, I can do this, I can get through this, all those sorts of things. So I think it's really important to have that reminder there, like when you are going through those challenging days or seasons, whatever it looks like how you show up now counts. Even if it's not to your usual 100%, it's like, how can you still squeeze the most out of it? And that's going to be what determines your progress at the end of the day, and determines the sustainability of the progress as well, like depending on where you're at. Because like I said, there's always going to be something. It's never smooth sailing 24/7. So you've got to make sure that you are able to still show up to the degree that you have available to you on those days as well. Jackson got us some new suppies.
This has got like a lot of beta-alanine in it, so I was like, she'll probably like this. It's got
I do like the itchies when I train.
2,000 milligrams of nootropics as well. So you'll be locked in.
Locked the fuck in. I was saying to Jackson the other day, when I'm training, I just hate the taste of water. Like I don't mind the taste of water once I've had a pre-workout, but I need flavor. Like, I don't want to just keep tasting my spit when I'm training. No. I'm gonna finish eating this meal and have some content to film and edit. Hopefully my brain fucking works while I'm speaking and filming, and then we have a consult call at 5 o'clock, and then that's me for today. I've got to clock off. I was watching Kenzie's vlog the other day, and she was like, one of her old vlogs from prep, and she was saying how like after 3 p.m. her brain doesn't work, and I was like, you know, I'm pretty good. Like, yeah, I feel a bit cooked in the afternoon, but like I think I'm handling it well. Today I feel like my brain does not work and it's 3 p.m. It honestly just feels like my brain hasn't worked all day, if I'm being honest. But we persevere. Coach is happy with how I'm looking. He says I look incredible, so that's really all that matters right now.
I recognize your fragrance. Hold up, you ain't never gotta say shit. And I know you taste this a little bit. High maintenance. Everybody else basic. You live life on an everyday basis with poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, I write poems in these songs dedicated to you when you're in the mood for empathy. The blood in my pen.
I've definitely noticed I'm so much hungrier over the last couple of days. Like, the hunger has definitely kicked in. So I've decided to split my dinner into 2. So I've got a bowl of chippies, my 125 grams of spuds, and then I have my mince and greens in the separate bowl. Because what I was finding is like, it's great to have it all together, absolutely nothing wrong with that, but I was just smashing it so quickly, more so because I'd have like a chip, a bean, and the mince all together, so I'd eat it a lot faster. I figured if I get split it up, I can eat the mince and beans together and just stack on my chippies after that. Topped with sriracha, always. It's funny, like before prep, I didn't mind sriracha, I just didn't really like how bitter it was. I was more of a sweet chili gal, but you know, that's just a waste of my calorie allowance in prep, so I've switched it to sriracha, and I'm actually really rating it. I'm a sriracha girly, especially on the eggs, but I'm also just like a simp for my egg breakfast every single day. So you alright making a mess?
I'm not making a mess.
You just make it like a bowl, do like mince, salad, and bread on the side. Slay the day, slay the day. I'm going to
probably wrap up this vlog here because you've seen, I think, enough of it today. The prep face is so full on, oh my god. But I kind of like it, like she's a bit snatched. It's giving defined cheekbones.
Giving the runway model.
I know, kidding, still too jacked for that. But I'm gonna wrap up this vlog here. I hope you'd enjoyed this little day in the life on a Monday. Normally I always film on like a Friday, so it's kind of cool that you don't see me as my disheveled self on a Friday when I'm fake tanning, washing my hair. But I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know, if you're watching the videos but you're not subscribing, what the fuck are you doing? And I will catch you in the next vlog.